All right, so tell me if this sounds familiar. You got a fancy new website, you write a couple blog posts, you get WordPress installed, everything's good to go. You go live with the site and you expect like a flood of people to come to the site. And then, well, they don't. Nobody shows up. That's because, well, it doesn't work like that. And specifically, search engine optimization doesn't work like that. You don't just throw up a site and magically people start to find you. So in this video, I'm gonna help you figure out how to actually get people on the site. We're gonna talk about the basics of SEO for beginners. If you've got a new website, or even if you've got an existing website and you're trying to figure out how to leverage Google search engine optimization to get more people to come to your site, well, that's what this video is all about. So if you wanna learn how to do that, then, well, stay tuned to this video. So my previous video about affiliate marketing, I likened affiliate marketing to an old-fashioned cocktail. SEO is more like a last word cocktail. So a last word is a classic cocktail that's actually incredibly easy to make, and it has 4 parts to it. 4 equal parts of gin, green chartreuse, maraschino, and lime juice. And the reason I've chosen to imbibe in my last word for the SEO video is because SEO comes down to 4 parts. There are 4 equal parts, and if you get any one of them wrong, well, your SEO strategy is not really gonna work very well. So those 4 parts are on-site optimization, keyword research, competitive analysis, and link building. So in this video, we're gonna talk about all 4 of those things, what they are, why they're important, and exactly how you can start doing each of them to start getting more people to show up on your website. Sound good? Might be another long video. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Good thing, got my trusty cocktail here. Oh yeah. It's like limey and herbally, and if you want to impress someone with a cocktail that they've probably never had before, this is a super easy one to do. All 4 ingredients, shake it up, put it in a fancy little glass like this one, and away you go. But anyway, enough on cocktails. Let's talk about some SEO. So real quick, before we go into the 4 specific parts of SEO that you're going to want to learn about, there is one thing that is more important than all of this. Yes, all of this. Stupid hand movements for the win. So as with most things in life, watching a video, reading a book, reading a blog post is all great to learn the theory about something. But when it comes to actually learning it and being able to practice it and implement it, you gotta get hands-on. So before we go any farther, I wanna say if you don't already have a website, you need to get a website because it will become your training ground for learning everything about SEO. Even if you have no idea what you want to write about, even if you have no idea what brand you want to build or anything like that, using a website as a training ground and just having a vehicle with which to apply the things that we're going to talk about today, learn for yourself, see what works, see what doesn't, that's what's going to give you success at SEO. So I've actually got a link below to a video called How to Build Your First Online Asset in 48 Hours. It walks you through A to Z, everything you need to do to set up a website, get a domain, get a hosting account. It's actually remarkably simple. I recommend everybody do it. So if you don't have a website, once this video is done, go check out that video, go through the steps, get your website going. You can use that to practice your SEO, your copywriting, your basic design, finding your voice, so you can figure out like who you're going to be on the internet. So take all that for what it's worth. But if you actually want to get value out of this, I can't stress this enough. You got to get hands-on. You got to learn for yourself, and getting a website's the best way to do that. So now that that's out of the way, SEO. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. So I guess before we go any further, do you know what SEO is? SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it is the process of optimizing your website to give it the greatest chance of ranking for specific keywords in a search engine, specifically Google, because Google is the one that drives all the traffic to your site, Bing, Yahoo. Do you know anyone that uses those anymore? I don't. That's what SEO is all about. There's 4 components to SEO, as we mentioned before. The first one is keyword research. So what is keyword research? Keyword research is the process of figuring out which key terms people might be searching into Google that you want to rank for. So the best way to think about this is, say you're writing a piece of content. What do you want people to search for that you would be the first thing that shows up? I think the title is going to be called SEO for Beginners or something like that. So if you go to YouTube or if you go to Google and search for SEO for Beginners, I hope that if I do my job properly, in time, this video or a blog post that's associated with it is going to rank for that search term. So keyword research is the process of figuring out what the best search term is to actually try and rank for. Because not all keywords are created equally. Let's say that I was going to do a post that was all about figuring out how to hit a baseball with a tripod. and I wrote a post, how to hit a baseball with a tripod. I'm gonna guess nobody has done any videos about that. So it's probably gonna be pretty easy to rank for that term. But you can probably guess what the problem is. Nobody's searching for that term either. So keyword research is all about finding the holy grail of high traffic keywords with low competition. So the higher the traffic to keyword, the more potential traffic you can send to your website. But also with those high traffic keywords, there's a good chance that there's gonna be lots of other blog posts, lots of other videos, lots of other pieces of content around them. So the process of doing the research is to find that sweet spot where you're trying to find something that has relatively high volume with a relatively low competition. These days that's getting harder and harder to do, but I'm gonna tell you exactly how I go about doing it and what you should look for. I'm gonna tell you about that right after I sip this cocktail. I don't want this to get warm. There's no ice cube in this one. I already shook it up, so I gotta drink it quickly. I'm gonna be drunk by the end of this, aren't I? Oh, anyway, neither here nor there. So first off, I use a tool called SEMrush for all of my SEO related research and tracking and things like that. They've got a free trial. There's a link below. I recommend you check that out. It's great for keyword research. It's great for figuring out what keywords you're already ranking for. It's great for figuring out if a keyword that you like is actually getting traffic and what the difficulty to rank for is. But if you don't want to pay for a tool like that, you can use the Google AdWords research tool. That's free. It's generally used for people to figure out what keywords they want to target with their ads, but you can still apply it to your keyword research for SEO purposes. So something you should know about keywords. There's two types of keywords, long tail keywords and short tail keywords. So a short tail keyword might be affiliate marketing, or even like affiliate marketing for beginners. A long tail keyword is something that's more specific. So it might be how to learn affiliate marketing for a new website, or how to do affiliate marketing on a new YouTube channel. So the longer the keyword gets, the less traffic it's gonna get, but the easier it's going to be for you to potentially rank for it. So when I'm doing my keyword research, what I try and do is create a medium to long tail keyword that also has a specific short tail keyword in it. So for instance, one of my most recent posts was how to start affiliate marketing for beginners. So if someone searches for that, how to start affiliate marketing for beginners, that's a very specific thing that I hope to be ranking for. But it's also got the shorter tail keyword, how to start affiliate marketing, and the even shorter one that's just affiliate marketing. So in time, I hope to leverage one piece of content to still rank for all of those keywords. So you start with the long tail stuff at first, and then as you grow the traffic and you optimize that post, you hopefully are gonna start getting more traffic from some of those shorter tail keywords. So in a couple minutes, we're also gonna talk about specific ways for how to make sure you're optimizing for those keywords to give yourself the best chance at ranking that video or that blog post or whatever it is. So anyway, that's the first part, keyword research. You wanna find high traffic, low competition keywords that are directly related to what your piece of content is about that people are actually searching for. So if you can nail that, that is a huge part of SEO. So also I will take this chance for a shameless plug. If you click the link below, you can sign up, you can get our free SEO toolkit where I go into all of this stuff in much more depth, provide way more resources for how to get going. So if you consider yourself a beginner at SEO and you're just getting going with this is honestly like one of the best resources I know of. We spent a lot of time putting this thing together, so I recommend you check that out. If you have any questions, leave a comment or email me. I'll make sure to get back to you. But it's super, super beneficial. So make sure to take a look at that. So the second part of SEO, the second part of our SEO cocktail, so to speak, is competitive analysis. If you're not paying attention to what your competitors are doing, then there's a good chance that you're gonna completely miss the boat on your SEO strategy. So, and I don't necessarily mean your direct competitors, the people that have similar businesses to you. When I say your competitors, I mean the people that are ranking for the terms that you want to be ranking for. So how do you go about competitive analysis? Well, the first thing is you wanna figure out who the people are that you're seeing come up over and over again for your primary keywords. So once you've done your keyword research, say you found 10 or 20 keywords that you want to try and rank for, go through and look at the people that are ranking in the top 5 positions for each of those keywords. And specifically, you want to focus on anyone that shows up more than one time. So if you're finding websites that are showing up in the results for every single keyword that you want to be ranking for, you really want to pay close attention to that site. As I mentioned before, SEMrush is the tool that I use for a lot of my competitive analysis because it'll allow me to look at multiple sites at a time. It'll tell me me exactly how many links are pointing back to that site. It'll tell me where my competitors are ranking for the keywords that I want, and it allows me to track it and see if they're moving up or down and how I'm doing comparatively. So it's super valuable. I honestly can't stress this enough. Like, I spent years trying to do SEO on the cheap and not invest in tools for it. But if you're gonna take your SEO seriously, and definitely if you're gonna try and do any type of freelance SEO or provide SEO services, you're gonna wanna pay for a tool like SEMrush, Ahrefs, Moz, or something that's gonna let you really dig deep into the SEO information that you're trying to find. So how do you go about this? Well, the first thing you wanna do is go spend some time on those competitor sites. Look at the posts that seem to be doing well, look at the posts that aren't doing well, get a sense of where you have content that overlaps, and start forming opinions for yourself as to why you think it's been successful, and make notes on that. Also, you can use a tool called BuzzSumo, where you can put in their URL and it'll show you a list of their most popular posts. You can see the ones that generally get the most traffic, the ones that have had the most shares. So what that allows you to do is, when you're creating your own content calendar and figure out what posts you want to create, you can essentially try and create better versions of the ones that have done really well for them. Now, it can take months for this to work, and you kind of have to do it in tandem with all 4 of these SEO aspects that we're talking about. But if you create a more in-depth, better post, that's a great starting point for potentially starting to allow you to eclipse some of the rankings for those keywords that you're both ranking for. That's step number 2, competitive analysis. Figure out what your competitors are doing well, figure out what they're not doing well, figure out what their most popular posts are, and create better versions of the posts that are doing the best for them. Also, it's worth mentioning, I can do an entire video, or frankly, an entire course around any one of these 4 aspects. So the goal of this video is just to get you thinking about each of these components of SEO, because each one in and of themselves is very important, and you can spend hours and days and weeks and months just kind of honing in on even one of these. So this video is not meant to be comprehensive. It's meant to give you a starting point for how to approach your SEO plan and to figure out where you need the most help. SEO, it'll grow your website. Okay, so the third one is on-site optimization. And this is everything that you're doing on your site to increase the likelihood that Google is going to find your piece of content and rank it highly for those keywords that you have researched. Now, this hands down can be one of the most complex, but also at the same time, simple things you can do. So what I mean by that is there's a pretty standard list of best practices, and if you do these things, it's like the 80-20. That's gonna get you 80% of the way there with some of the basic tips I'm gonna give you in just a second. The other 20%, that's stuff that can, well, that can get a lot more complicated, and especially when you've got an older site and you've got redirects and you're doing a lot of different things, that's when things can kind of become a little bit of a nightmare. So as an example, with Location Rebel, our domain used to be SeanOgle.com. And then a couple years ago, I did what's called a 301 redirect, which basically takes everything at SeanOgle.com and puts it in a similar spot at LocationRebel.com. And in doing that, we ran into a few issues. We had over 700 pieces of content. We had all sorts of broken links and broken images. And basically, when you've got all those things, Google kind of looks at that and says, well, maybe they're not that good of a site if things are out of date and images are broken and links are broken. And so that's where really making sure that you're dialed in on your on-site stuff is going to give you the best chances for success down the road as you start implementing everything else. I'm also talking with my hands a lot. Is this annoying? Am I annoying you? Sorry about that. It's the cocktail, right? No, I'm not drunk. I've had literally 2 sips of this. I know what you're thinking. So first off, the easiest thing you can do to help your on-site optimization is install the Yoast SEO plugin. This is a WordPress plugin that makes it super easy to optimize your what's called metadata, so your title, your description, the keyword you're trying to rank for. Basically, at the bottom of your post, you'll have areas where you can input these things in, and it'll tell you if you're doing a good, an okay, or a bad job at each of those things. So if you're on WordPress, this is a must-have plugin. It's free. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's incredible. It's going to make your SEO life much, 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 much easier. So make sure you go download that. Second, you're going to want what's called a sitemap. So basically, we want to make it as easy as possible for what are called crawlers that Google puts out all over the web to crawl your website, easily figure out what the most important content is, what content you have on it, so that they can then rank it. So in order to do this, there's a plugin called Google XML Sitemaps. It's free, you just install it, it does everything automatically, and then what you're gonna wanna do is go to google.com/webmasters. You're gonna wanna make sure you verified your URL. It'll have instructions for how to do that. And then you wanna hit Submit Sitemap so that Google knows this is where the sitemap is, this is where they can find an easy listing of all of your content, so it's easy for them to digest, index, and rank. And it kind of goes without saying, but one of the fundamental things you can do to improve your on-site SEO is to make sure you have a specific keyword that you're targeting for every single post that you have. So between the combination of keyword research and competitive analysis, for all the content you want to create, you should have a good idea of what a long tail and a short tail keyword for any given post is going to be. So using Yoast and walking through the steps it lays out for you, just make sure that you're optimizing your posts for those keywords. Doing things like making sure you're mentioning your keyword in your title tags. So in the title of your article, you should mention the keyword. In your different headings and subheadings, you should mention the keyword. In the body of your article, you should mention the keyword. So here's also a little hack on that might be able to improve some of your rankings. So say you've got a keyword like how to start affiliate marketing. Go into Google, type in how to start affiliate marketing, and then there's gonna be a list of other suggested terms that come up. Those suggested terms are actually things that people are searching for. So take each of those questions or each of those search queries, and where possible, take those phrases, put them into your post. Ideally, you want to put them in like a subheading, but wherever you can fit those keywords in, the better, because Google's going to look at that and say, oh, well, he might rank for how to start affiliate marketing, but he's also talking about affiliate marketing for beginners, what is affiliate marketing, how to find affiliate links, and on and on and on. So whereas you might be just trying to rank for your one main keyword, you can also still set yourself up to potentially rank for other things as well. So the best way I'd recommend getting started with this is WebComps has a 15-minute on-site audit. Go through it line by line and make sure that you're doing all the best practices that they recommend. So, and then also, if you want to get more serious with it, again, like I've mentioned multiple times, I use SEMrush because it will do a whole on-site audit for me. It'll tell me every single page that has broken images and broken links or posts that aren't optimized. So it just makes it super easy to figure out where to spend my time, and it saves me hours in the process of doing SEO. Let's just real quick, one-on-one, let's circle back. Have you subscribed yet? Are you getting value out of this video? If not, you should hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because then you're gonna get notified every time we have a new video that's going to help you with your new business, because that's what this channel is all about. So if you haven't done that yet, do that now. I'll wait. Okay, we good? Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, now finally, the fourth part of SEO is link building. And well, this is my least favorite part of SEO, but it also in a lot of ways is the most important. So to put SEO in stupid, simple, basic terms, links are the currency of the internet. The more links you have pointing back to your site, the higher your rankings are going to be. It's a very easy way to dumb down SEO. So there's all sorts of ways you can go about getting these links. The easy one is create good content. The better your content is, the more in-depth it is, over time, people are going to find it, they're going to share it, and hopefully they're going to link back to it. But as we talked about in the very beginning of the video, you can't just throw up a site, throw up some content, and expect people to show up. All of this kind of works together, so good content alone generally isn't going to cut it. So you have to get a little bit more creative with your ideas for link building. So the best way to do this is to build relationships. Building relationships with people that are doing similar things to you, people that are in your industry, you're going to be able to help each other out, and it's going to prove super valuable for both of you. Now, it can be kind of intimidating to approach somebody, especially if you're just getting going, but I promise you it is well worth it. I've talked about my method for getting to know influencers and other bloggers where I don't have an introduction in the past, but I'm going to share it with you one more time real quickly now because I think it's relevant. So the first thing I would do is make sure you're going and commenting on every blog post or every video they write. So the more frequently you comment, the more likely they're going to be to recognize who you are and be thankful for the fact that you're engaging with their content. Second, be active with them on Twitter. So they're probably on Twitter, they're probably asking questions to their audience, they're probably sharing stuff. So on a fairly regular basis, retweet their stuff, answer their questions, be engaging. So the more they see you, when they're seeing you in the comments, they're seeing you on Twitter, the better the chances are when you send them an email and introduce yourself, they're gonna be receptive and actually write you back. So that's the next step. Send them an email, not asking for anything. All you're trying to do is introduce yourself, tell them you've really enjoyed their content, you've been getting a lot of value out of it, and you hope you can keep in touch. Also, be as specific as possible. So if there was a specific blog post or a specific video that you found valuable, tell them that. But again, in this first intro, we don't want to ask them for stuff because they're probably getting asked for stuff all the time and you don't want to be that person. So then as you're creating your own content, I would mention them or even do a whole paragraph or section about something you learned from them where you link back to the site, because that's going to give you a totally valid reason to send them an email just saying, hey, again, I appreciate what you're doing. I wrote this blog post about such and such. I linked to you. So if you like it, great, but absolutely no need to share it if you're not feeling it. I've also got a link below to my 4 words that make them more likely to actually say yes and want to help share your content in the process. Again, these 4 words are huge, so make sure you check out that link below as well. And so essentially that's how I open up the door. I comment on their stuff, I engage with them on Twitter, I send them an introductory email, and then I link to them in my own content, in my own videos, and I tell them about it. That's not going to guarantee anything, but that's going to at least move you to the front of the line as far as people that they recognize and want to hear from. And again, this probably isn't going to work if you're trying to reach out to like Casey Neistat or something, but for people that have small to medium-sized audiences, this is a great way to get going. And so by going through this process, there's a good chance that over time, you're gonna start getting links back to your content as you're promoting other people, as you're building these relationships, and as you're creating win-win situations for you and other people in your industry. I can't tell you how many times a week I get emails just from people asking for links for me. People that aren't even trying to be remotely helpful to my audience. They're not even trying to pretend like they know who I am or they read my blog. They're just like, hey, we created this content. It's similar to what you wrote about over here. You should link to it in that post. I hate that shit. Like, oh. And I hate being that person, which is why I hardly do any link outreach myself, because people are sick of it. So be authentic when you're doing it. Like I said, the way I talked about it before, do that in an authentic manner and just be genuine. Build relationships with people. That's what they want, and that's what's going to work. So again, the more links you have pointing back to your website, the better. Also, not all links are created equally. Like if you've got a link on Facebook, that's not really going to mean a whole lot. If you're a member of a forum and you have a link in your signature and that shows up a bunch of times, that's not going to quite have the same effect as if you were to get a link back from like Forbes.com or some major outlet like that. Also, things within your industry are going to be a lot more valuable than things outside your industry. So for instance, for my niche site Breaking 80, I've got a couple links from golfdigest.com. That's about the best link you can get in the golf industry. So whenever possible, as you're trying to build your backlink profile, try and do it from sites that are relevant to you and relevant to your industry. One final note on that, guest posting is also a great way to build your backlinks. I would say only 1 or 2 out of 10 guest posts I do will actually generate a significant amount of traffic for me. These days for me, it's not necessarily about the traffic, it's more about getting that high quality link to a post that is important for me and important to my site. So think about that as you're pitching guest posts. We also have a super detailed blog post all about how to pitch guest posts. So check that out below. We got all sorts of resources down there. So make sure to, spend some time digging into that stuff. I could go on and on and on about SEO. Like I said, there are courses completely devoted to each of these 4 aspects of SEO. The point of this wasn't to give you a comprehensive guide to any of them, but rather introduce you to the concepts, give you a couple things you can apply right now and start getting some minor wins and start thinking about your SEO strategy as a whole. So if you watched our affiliate marketing video, this is the type of stuff you want to be thinking about as you're creating those review posts, as you're creating content on your niche site. That's the stuff that's going to help you to rank and actually start making money. And also, if you're thinking about freelancing, we've got a post below that's how to start SEO freelancing in 48 hours. That is how I basically got going online. While I was growing Location Rebel, while I was growing my brand, I was doing freelance SEO work, and that's how I paid the bills. So while SEO has changed a lot since when I started doing it to now, a lot of the fundamentals are still the same. You want to find the right keywords, you want to pay attention to your competitors, you want to make sure that your site is optimized and everything's good from a technical perspective on your own site, and you want to start getting links. You do those 4 things, that's not going to change anytime soon. Those kind of form the crux of what SEO is. So there you go. That's my intro to SEO. If you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. give me a thumbs up on this video right now, please. Please, I'd love a thumbs up. That would be phenomenal. I would really enjoy that. And shoot me an email, sean@locationrebel.com, and tell me what you're struggling with, what you're working with. I'd love to help you out. And don't forget, we got that SEO guide below. Like again, this is like the most in-depth, best beginner's resource I could have possibly put together. So make sure to check it out. It was super valuable. And I'd love to know what you think about this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you have questions about this, I'll do my best to answer them. And I can't wait to see you next time, where we're gonna have another video that's all about how to help you build a small business you can run from anywhere in the world, quit your job, and spend more time doing the stuff you love. Because you know what? That's what this is all about. If you're not happy, if you're not doing the things you love in life, then what's the freaking point? So I hope you enjoyed this, and now I'm just rambling. So I'm gonna go finish my cocktail. I'll see you later. Cheers. SEO, it'll grow your website to new heights. No, this is lame, but I got no shame. Gotta find way to entertain. Oh God, I hope that doesn't make it in the video. I'm sorry.